Good evening, everybody. This is the Commissioner meeting of December 14th, 2022 at 6 p.m. here at the Sussex County Administrative Center at the Commissioner Meeting Room in 1 Spring Street, Newton, New Jersey. I'd like to call this meeting to order, and I'd like to ask Christina to please call the roll.
Deputy Commissioner Carney?
Here.
Commissioner Fantasia? Here. Director Fasano?
Here.
Commissioner Space?
Here.
Commissioner Yardley?
Here. I'd like to ask if you can all please rise and join us for a moment of silence and a salute to the flag. Thank you. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, PL 1975, adequate notice as defined by Section 3D of Chapter 231, PL 1975, has been made by regular mail and email, such notice being submitted on January 7, 2022, from the Administrative Center of the County of Sussex, located at 1 Spring Street in Newton, New Jersey, to the following: the New Jersey Herald, the Star Ledger, WSUS Radio, and WNNJ Radio, and is also posted on the bulletin board maintained in the Administrative Center for Public Announcements, and has been submitted to the Sussex County Clerk in compliance with said act. At this time, we'd like to remind you to please mute all electronic devices. Before we get to the approval of our agenda, I do have a few notes here to make. Please note that Resolution 14G will be pulled this evening and considered at a later date. That's 14G. And items 13DD and EE, that's items 13DD and EE, will be deferred until after executive session this evening. And I also wanted to note that our minutes on tonight's agenda will also be tabled for our next meeting. So to recap, that's Resolution 14G will be pulled this evening and be considered at a later date. Items 13DD and EE will be deferred until after executive session. And our minutes on the agenda tonight will be tabled until our next meeting on December 28th.
Commissioner Fasano, is that
13.
regular meeting and executive session?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Any other questions? Okay, so with that, do we have a motion to approve the agenda as amended?
So moved.
Commissioner Fantasia moves. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Carney seconds. Any discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstaining? Motion carries. Item 6 on our agenda is our Municipal Alliance Volunteer of the Year. I understand we have Cynthia Rock here, joined by Nick Kapitanakis. I'm going to ask if Commissioner Space can please read the proclamation.
Municipal Alliance Volunteer of the Year 2022. Whereas every municipality in Sussex County has the opportunity to participate in the Municipal Alliance program, providing substance abuse prevention programs for residents of all ages, and whereas there are 11 active municipal alliances representing 22 out of the 24 municipalities in Sussex County, and whereas the Governor's Council on Alcoholism and Drug Abuse has recognized individuals throughout the state of New Jersey for their commitment to the success of the Municipal Alliance program through their voluntary efforts, and whereas the Sussex County Department of Health and Human Services, the County Alliance Steering Subcommittee, and the local Advisory Councilism on Alcoholism and Drug Abuse have recognized Cynthia Rock of the Walk-Hill Valley Municipal Alliance, representing the towns of Franklin, Hardiston, and Hamburg, as the 2022 Sussex County Municipal Alliance Volunteer of the Year. Her dedication and commitment to the mission of the Walk-Hill Valley Alliance has been demonstrated through her coordination of various Alliance programs and her creativity in engaging the community, especially the youth, in new and innovative ways to promote healthy choices and substance abuse prevention. Now therefore be it proclaimed that the Sussex County Board of County Commissioners recognizes Cynthia Rock as the 2022 Sussex County Municipal Alliance Volunteer of the Year by order of the Board of Commissioners. Anthony Fasano, Commissioner Director, Chris Carney, Deputy Commissioner, Dawn Fantasia, Jill Space, and Herb Yardley, Commissioners. Congratulations.
Before I turn it over to Cynthia, I would just like to thank all of the commissioners for supporting our various volunteers in our alliances. They are really the grassroots organizations that does a lot of our alliance work and a lot of our prevention work in the county. Without them, we really couldn't make it happen, and it really wouldn't be possible. So I would just like to turn it over to Cynthia if she'd like to say something.
No, I just want to thank you for this honor and having me here tonight, and thank you for the award. And I enjoy being a part of this, and I'll probably be a part of it for quite a few more years. So.
Good, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you again.
Cynthia, no need to thank us. Thank you, truly. Thank you.
Cynthia, can I get a picture of you and Nick? Because I know you do such a good job on your Walker Valley posting for municipalities, but I think it's great that now I will get to post too. It'll be different.
Congratulations again. Thank you.
Congrats.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve our proclamation tonight?
So moved.
Commissioner Space moves. Is there a second? Commissioner Yardley seconds. Any discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstaining? The motion carries. Item 7, we have no public hearings this evening. Item 8 is our first public session from the floor. This public session is for those wishing to make a comment of 3 minutes or less regarding an agenda item. When you arrive at the microphone, please maintain a 6 feet social distance with other attendees and state your name, municipality, and agenda topic for the record. Is there a motion to open the floor for our first public comment this evening?
I'll make the motion.
Commissioner Yardley moves. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Carney seconds. Any discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstaining? The floor is now open for public comment regarding agenda items only. Is there anyone who wishes to be heard this evening? Hearing none, is there a motion to close the floor for our first public comment?
So moved?
Commissioner Fantasia moves. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Carney seconds. Any discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstaining? We'll move to item 9, which is commissioner comments, and as always, we'll start to my left with Commissioner Space.
Thank you. Division of Community and Youth Services, Sussex County Overdose Fatality Review Team. There is a resolution on the agenda this evening for Sussex County to receive an additional $75,000 to support the operation of the Overdose Fatality Review Team during 2023. The implementation of the program has brought together many stakeholders and partners in the community, including the prosecutor's office, law enforcement, sheriff's department, hospitals and medical facilities, substance abuse treatment facilities, probation, county departments and divisions, and the State Department of Health, among others, in a collaborative effort to effect change to benefit the community. This funding is critical to support this program and Sussex County's effort to prevent future overdose deaths through various interventions, including recommendations for policy changes, new and expanded or revised programs, and identification of gaps and needs in prevention and treatment. Division of Senior Services, Senior Assistance with Applications. The Division of Senior Services assists seniors with applications for various programs, including the Home Energy Assistance Program. Seniors who need help paying for their heating costs this winter season can call the Division of Senior Services at 973-579-0555, extension 1221, for eligibility information, general questions, and assistance with their application. And that's about all I have today. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Space. Commissioner Fantasia.
Thank you. Well, I'll start with a little update also from the Health Department. As always, the Sussex County Division of Health is offering COVID-19 vaccinations for those who choose.
The Office of Public Health Nursing at 201 Wheatsworth Road in Hamburg, New Jersey, has 2 clinics listed in the new year. Wednesday, January 11th at 2 p.m. from 2 to 4, and Wednesday, January 23rd from 3 to 5. Moderna and Johnson & Johnson only. If you are interested in that, please visit our website, sussex.nj.us. And Public Health Nursing continues to provide weekly homebound vaccinations. Also, free at-home COVID-19 test kits are still offered through a program sponsored by the County of Sussex and Vault Medical Services. So the most recent New Jersey Department of Health COVID-19 activity level is yellow, which is at a medium level. According to the most current variant report, the week ending November 19th, the Department of Health in New Jersey is reporting 89.5% Omicron and its variants. In Sussex County, we've been reporting about 35 cases a day, roughly, here. And hospitalizations, that's the number that many people look for. In December thus far, there have been 16. Just to give you a little comparison, November, the full month of November, 42. October had 82. So there was a significant drop in hospitalizations from October to November. One thing that I am going to ask from the health department is, I know that the flu dashboard is up at the state. Gives that information. I know that has some individuals concerned, especially with type A going, but more importantly, RSV. RSV has hospitalized many children, infants even, here in the county. So I think in the interest of public health, I think that's perhaps a more salient or interesting piece of information to be passing to the public. So at our next meeting in December, I'd like to have some information, if available, from the Department of Health regarding RSV for children and flu, if possible. Moving on to the Office of Mosquito Control. Sussex County, the office just received the all-terrain vehicle this week, funded through capital budget appropriations that we approved. And this resource will be incorporated into the adulticide program for adult control in remote areas that we can't reach through traditional methods. The ATV is used in disease response in rural areas which cannot be accessed by trucks. In addition to the ATV, in conjunction with the ULV truck spraying operation, it will allow the mosquito program to increase efficiencies and decrease the overall expense for our truck-mounted spraying. So next, moving on, Commissioner Carney and I did attend a Toys for Tots program that was very nice, that was held in Central Jersey, New Brunswick, for the state GOP. It was nice to see that many toys collected for youth. And those toys went directly to the Marine Toys for Tots program. We also attended the Mayor of the Year program, and the Sussex County Chamber of Commerce held a economic development symposium where there were representatives from the USDA who did discuss at that time rural lending programs that were available for residents through the USDA. And I know that there are some business loans that are available as well, and also available to governments. But I know I myself, back in 2011, did take advantage of that program from the USDA, and I was able to purchase my home at that time. All of Sussex County was considered in that zone, and when we're looking at a blue-collar population that's considered low-income or low to moderate income housing, it can be a lifeline for families, and it was a blessing for me and my family. So I would like to see also, again, on our website, some links and some information to the USDA programs for loans for homeowners, because I think it really does hit our demographic here nicely. Also at that event, we did recognize the Mayor of the Year here in Sussex County, and that was Sussex Borough's Ed Meyer. And that was wonderful. If you haven't been to Sussex Borough, if you go to that little main area there, there's so many improvements. Sussex Borough is really thriving, and it's thriving under his leadership. Slow and steady wins the race, and it was very, very well deserved, I think. I know Newton also has had, quite a boom here, but I think sometimes, that end of the county and in Sussex might not be recognized as much, and I think it was a very, very worthy award for Mayor Ed Meyer. I want to move a little bit on to the bear hunt. I see that Bruce Scruton is here, and again, our special thanks to him for not letting up as well. There were a lot of pressures that Northwest New Jersey put on the governor's office in order to move that needle. As you were aware, there was the emergency hunt that was approved. Different environmental groups challenged that, and it went to the appellate court. They put a stay on the bear hunt. It was then, stay was lifted. However, we did lose the first day of bear hunting, due to that. The second day was opened at 2 p.m., so there was only one bear that was harvested, and then it continued for that week. So because it did not reach the threshold that was expected, the black bear season has been extended 4 days. It reopened today, which was December 14th, and it runs through Saturday. So the whole point is to achieve the harvest objectives, and that included help protecting public safety and maintaining a healthy bear population. So just so you're aware, code changes were filed through the emergency rule procedure. So as such, that's only valid for 60 days. So to make these changes permanent, the governor's office and the council filed a concurrent proposal, which appears in the New Jersey Register on December 5th, 2022. And at that point, it began a 60-day public comment period where the public can submit written comments. And there'll also be a public hearing scheduled in January to take oral comments. Now, we full well know that environmentalist groups and those in opposition will be present. And I will certainly keep you posted via social media, and I'm sure we can get this message out as far as when that live hearing will be. But if you are in alignment with this board and what our actions have been thus far for the bear hunt, you'll make your voice heard. Again, the harvest numbers were definitely lower due to the fact that the bear hunt was started much later. Bears don't actually hibernate, but they do den when the weather does get cold. And I feel a lot of those bears were denning at the time. However, there's a decent number that has been reported, and not surprisingly, Sussex County has maintained the lion's share of that. So in that first round of the hunt, Sussex County's harvest, the portion, it's broken into 5 zones, zone 1 through 5. Zone 5, which is the southernmost portion where hunting is permitted, there have been no bears harvested. But in zones 1 through 4 there are, and zone 1 is the furthest northwestern portion of the state, Sussex County, and there were 42 bears harvested there. Zone 2, 18, zone 3, 17, and zone 4, 16, for a total of 93. But most importantly, 11 of those 93 bears were tagged, and that means that they were identified as prior nuisance or aggressive bears. So we do have those numbers. The maximum amount of bears that can be harvested that are tagged in this round were 184. So as you can tell, there's still some work to be done. If you visit the Department of Environmental Protection's website, you'll be able to see histories of different years and what the bear hunts yielded. So anyhow, I just suggest that you keep yourself, up to date with it, and we will keep you posted on any dates where you can make your voices heard down in Trenton. Also, a bit of good news that we received. The State Arts Council, New Jersey State Arts Council, announced grants to New Jersey organizations through a new creative aging grant program. So what that was, it caters to libraries, senior centers, arts organizations to provide customized arts experiences to our aging population who are 55 and older. When I say that, I cringe. I'm so close to getting there, so I guess I'll be part of the aging population as well. So anyhow, very soon I'll be able to participate in these things. So what we will do is definitely keep submitting applications from our county arts organizations. This one particular provided a $10,000 grant to Peters Valley. Peters Valley was the only Sussex County organization that actually was approved for this grant, which was very nice. There is a new commissioner that stated Samantha Clark, arts education and lifelong learning have been longstanding priorities at the State Arts Council. We look forward to providing new opportunities to reach older adults through the creative aging Initiative Grant. And that's not lip service. We know that that also spills over into our Sussex County Arts and Heritage Council, who balances very nicely arts programs and competitions, not only for our children in the schools, but also for our aging population and everybody in between. So that's very, very good news. Again, we just keep making small increments, but Sussex County is definitely on the map for the arts world. Commissioner Yardley and I participated in a capital funding meeting yesterday with the county college, with John Conley and some members from the county college. They are not asking for any increased numbers from previous years. I was very, very pleased, and I made comment of this, that what they are asking for is needs-based and not wants-based. It's for things like the Public Safety and Training Academy, where one part of the project was repairing the fire tower. That has already been processed. That funding has been processed. They're working on that, and there's like a two-step situation that they're working on there also to make sure that the basement, there was some flooding issues there at some point, so it's the waterproofing and weatherproofing. So that's underway from the prior year. But what they were asking for this year were roof repairs, curbing, paving, safety issues, ventilation issues. Again, it wasn't a wish list of fluff. It was things that were necessary, and I felt that what they were asking for was smart. And I commended them on that. Also, their software is aging, and what I really liked, and Commissioner Yardley and I commented on this, is that they independently are seeking cost-saving measures and ways to upgrade that software. So what they stated was, prior to us committing to anything, they wanted to begin to put money away, because the system that they are on right now, there are only 8 other colleges in the country that are operating on that system. So that vendor is phasing out support for that system. However, the upgrade, they are looking to share services with another college. They talked about Passaic Community College, Caldwell College, some of the other colleges that are agreeable to use that, and that would save the county considerable money if we were able to share services with that. So again, what they said was kind of music to our ears yesterday. It was good news. And last but not least, Commissioner Space and I on Monday will be meeting with Elka and Ron to keep going forward with ARPA funding and planning, and moving along with the small business grants, which moving along nicely. So, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner Fantasia. Commissioner Yardley.
Okay, the Division of Health, Public Health Nursing will have a comprehensive medical, a metabolic profile, and that's $50 payable to check to the county for those people that don't have insurance, or if you have insurance, but that's something that is reduced to provide that service. Also, there were 47 domestic or wild animal bites, 33 dogs, 6 cats, 2 bats, a skunk. Should be less as we go through the winter, hopefully. Back in November, I don't know if I reported, I was at the Crime Stoppers meeting, which meets once a month. We also attended Jenny's house. That was a meeting luncheon, and it was at the Franklin Senior, I guess that's a Christmas event maybe, or their luncheon, which was held up at Bear Brook. I think it was great to be able to see all of those people out and about after 2 years of being confined, from being able to just communicate. So it was great to see many of them that were there, and there were some that just weren't able to attend. Also attended the capital projects meeting with Dawn. I just wanted to comment on that. I got a complaint, received a complaint, had to be a month or so ago, and I called Mike Clark, who's the fire chief for the Association of Counties, and it came to me through a fireman, and I am a member of the Stillwater Fire Department. And I called him, and if you're hearing that these projects are not being taken or haven't been taken care of, he assured me that was not true, and that he's been working closely with Dr. Conley at the college. And Dawn reported that in our capital improvement program, a meeting with the college, this was the discussion. And I think these things, although the facility needs to replace many things, it's still open to all the fire departments to do work here in practice. So they will, we're putting out, I believe you said in the spring, they'll have a new, some new operational things, so to make it easier for the fire departments to book things and get training. But that's something that, what I like to do is go to the main source. We also attended a space meeting, and the Mayor of the Year event, which I thought was great and very informative. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Yardley. Deputy Director Carney.
Thank you, Director. A quick update on replacement of Bridge LO4. This is County Route 663, Wabassi Junction Road, Lafayette. Some items got done, and I'll keep you abreast as we progress. Some soil erosion, sediment control, and traffic control has been done. The bridge demo has been done. Phase 1 sheeting, excavation, and pile driving, and the relocation of utilities. There's a lot more work, and I don't have a date when it's going to be done, usually because we're going into winter, and you never know what the weather is going to do to us. Just to let you guys know, we had a facilities meeting. Herb and I had a facilities meeting. We met with the Board of Elections. Hillary was here, Mancher was here. Obviously, Ron, facilities, Keith was here. We just went over some ideas about, providing the best areas for Board of Elections and so on. So I'll keep you up to date with that as well. Little kudos to our surrogate, Gary Chiasano. He received Recognition Drive in Frankfurt. This award is for somebody who lives in Frankfurt who has accomplished a lot for the community. As some of you know, or you may not know, he was a Board of Ed member, he was a mayor, he was a freeholder, he was an assemblyman, and now he's our surrogate. So kudos to Gary. So his name will be on Recognition Drive in front of Frankfurt School for the month of December. So if you're driving by, take a gander. It's a pretty cool thing, and actually I sponsored it for him. So, and last, really, but not least, actually one more thing. When you guys have your meeting with ARPA on Monday, I just wanted to bring up. I'm going to bring up the DPW, but that fleet wash that we've been talking about, that Anthony and I came up with, that's important. For all the salt and whatnot is on the roads, the brine and everything, and that's something to keep in mind. I just didn't want to forget that, so wanted to bring that up. But kudos to the DPW. Sunday it snowed. It was a wet, slippery snow. I know I was sliding all over the place in my Jeep. So good job to them. As always, not sure what tomorrow is going to bring. I know they're going to do a good job, so I never want to forget about them. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy. Yes.
Commissioner Carney, I was in the capital budget hearings for that department, and they did detail the fleet wash in great detail.
Good. Yeah, and
So,
they were supposed to come up with some numbers and whatnot.
Yes.
So just one more reason to get that moving.
Very
So,
good.
thank you, though.
Thank you.
It sounds like a very good idea.
It was a great idea, Anthony. It was your idea. I don't want anybody to think it was mine. It was Director Fessano's.
Well, thank you, Deputy Director Carney, and thanks to all who are joining us this evening. I appreciate all the commissioners' comments and reports, and I think it reflects where we are, which is the end of the year, and as such, you'll see a large number of agenda items that reflect important renewals and extensions for our county going into the new year, especially in areas of infrastructure, health and human services, and emergency preparedness. I did want to spotlight a few examples of that on our agenda this evening, one being the senior congregate nutrition programs in Franklin, Hopatcong, and Vernon, which have been an excellent partnership with our municipal leaders and senior centers in and around those towns. That is again being renewed to further assist in getting hot meals to those in our senior communities who may need it, especially around this busy holiday time. Another item includes a contract extension with and for Skylands Ride, a crucial transportation option for many of our county residents, including many riders who use it to get to work or to medical appointments. And as Commissioner Space mentioned, and I don't think it can be understated, a grant award to the Overdose Fatality Review Team, which in Sussex County has become an impactful group in helping understand and becoming a pivotal force in preventing drug overdoses throughout the county. This, of course, is just the tip of the iceberg, and I won't go on, but there's a lot of passionate work going on here in Sussex County every day, and I'm so appreciative for it. But we do have a lot of work to do here tonight, so that will conclude my report this evening, and we will move on to item 10, which is the approval of our consent agenda. It's one item, item A. Is there a motion to adopt the consent agenda, item A?
So moved.
Commissioner Space moves. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Carney seconds. Any discussion? Christina, can you please call the roll?
I think this is just.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is a voice vote. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstaining, motion carries. Item 11, the approval of our minutes has been tabled until our next meeting. Item 12, appointments and/or resignations. We have none. Item 13 is a big item, but please keep in mind that resolutions DD and EE will be deferred until after executive session. So with that,
That's DD and E. DD and E.
is there a motion to adopt resolutions A through NN with the exception of resolutions DD and EE?
I have a question.
Absolutely.
There were bids here, V, rejection bids received for the elevator maintenance. I'm just curious, how many people bid on that?
I don't know the total, but all the bidders did not have what we call the Public Works Certificate, which is a mandatory document item in the bid package. So their bids were excluded because of that mandatory language and that certification that those bidders had to have.
Oh,
So do we have a motion for 13A through NN?
Still moved.
Commissioner Carney moves. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Fantasia seconds. Any further discussion? Christina, can you please call the roll?
Commissioner Yardley,
yes.
Deputy Commissioner Carney,
Yes.
Commissioner Fantasia,
Yes.
Director Fasano,
Yes.
Commissioner Space.
Yes.
Item 14 is the awards of contract change orders and bids. The Board of County Commissioners of the County of Sussex has reviewed the award of contract change orders and bids consisting of various proposed resolutions and determined that adoption of said resolutions is in and will further the public interest. Is there a motion to adopt resolutions A through U with the exception of resolution G, which has been pulled until a later meeting? So this is A through U with the exception of G.
Still moved.
Deputy Director Carney moves. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Space seconds. Any discussion? Christina, can you please call the roll?
Commissioner Yardley,
Yes.
Deputy Commissioner Carney,
Yes.
Commissioner Fantasia,
Yes.
Director Fasano,
Yes.
Commissioner Space.
Yes.
Item 15 on our agenda is the payment of bills. Is there a motion to approve the bills list this evening?
So moved.
Commissioner Space moves. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Yardley seconds. Any discussion? Christina, can you please call the roll?
Commissioner Yardley,
Yes.
Deputy Commissioner Carney,
Yes.
Commissioner Fantasia,
Yes.
Director Fasano,
Yes.
Commissioner Space.
Yes.
Item 16 on our agenda is our personnel agenda. Is there a motion to adopt the personnel agenda this evening?
I'll make the motion.
Commissioner Yardley moves. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Fantasia seconds. Any discussion? Christina, can you please call the roll?
Commissioner Yardley,
Yes.
Deputy Commissioner Carney,
Yes.
Commissioner Fantasia,
Yes.
Director Fasano,
Yes.
Commissioner Space.
Yes.
Awesome. Item 17 on our agenda is our administrative report. Do we have anything from you, sir?
Just real briefly tonight, first of all, I want to wish the public and the council very happy holidays, because this is the last one before Christmas comes around. So wish everyone a happy and safe holiday. I just want to briefly mention that Commissioner Yardley and I went to the Wings for Kids facility this week at the chamber luncheon, and we Tammy Horsfield, the director of the chamber, and myself spoke to the area of the small business grant awards, and it was mentioned for the first time that we were going into a pilot program for having those grants go to the local small businesses in need. I'm happy to report as of just of an hour ago, we have 2 applications that have been put in to go through that pilot program so that we can prove out the process, make sure it works, and then we can go to all the municipalities and spread the word that these grants are available. So we hopefully in the next week or 2 we'll have those grant applications vetted through our company Sussex, and we'll have a hopefully positive outcome of all that, and we can just roll this out to all the municipalities. Other than that, that's all I got.
I love that. Thank you, Ron. County council report, anything from you, Ms. Feeney?
We did provide you a report that everyone should have. Actually, I would like to correct something that is in, I believe, one of our reports. It has to do with the county's lawsuit versus the State Department of Health under their violations of Oprah. Just to give everyone a brief background, as you may recall, back in 2020, the county had submitted Oprah requests regarding Andover subacute. Those Oprah requests were never responded to. We resubmitted those requests earlier this year. Again, the Department of Health never responded to those requests. We ended up having to file a lawsuit in Superior Court in order for the Department of Health to even acknowledge and recognize these requests. As part of that lawsuit, generally the courts try to push the parties to come to some sort of agreement and work through the request to come to a point where the parties sort of just hash it out by themselves. There has been a lot of back and forth with the DOH. Most of it has been them not providing the documents we have requested. At this point, just to briefly bring you up to date on where we are, we had submitted requests for numerous communications. As part of Oprah, we identify individuals who are part of those communications and a date range. We have attempted to narrow that request both by time frame and by subject matter, including any email communications with and between the Department of Health employees regarding Andover subacute. At this point, the DOH continuously comes back to us as county council and says, no, this is too much. We'd have to go and basically do too much work to review responsive documents, and therefore we don't want to provide them to you. So the status of this is there was a conference that was supposed to be oral arguments at the end of November. The court turned it into a conference to discuss the ongoing issues. At that point, again, the court pushed the parties to perhaps allow the county additional time, or the DOH additional time to review documents and see if the county can further sort of narrow our requests. If we cannot come to some sort of agreement, there will be oral argument on the issue scheduled for the end of January. But the DOH's position at this point is it's too much work to go through the responsive documents, and so the Oprah requests still are an open issue. If you have any questions for me.
So if we ask the easy questions, they'll answer them. That's really what it comes down to.
Yes, they're basically saying, no, this will take too much work.
So cut it down a little bit. So
Yeah.
if we ask the easy questions,
Yeah.
then they'll be okay and answer them.
Yes,
Just to understand. Thank you.
Anything else?
that's it.
Thank you, Katie. I appreciate that. Item 19 is unfinished business. Do we have any unfinished business this evening? And item 20 is new business. Do we have any new business this evening?
Yes. I just would like to send my condolences, and I'm sure the board's condolences, to John J. Luba, Assistant Fire Marshal and Fire Coordinator, after a long battle with lung cancer. Assistant Fire Marshal Luba started his career with the Sussex County Sheriff's Office in 2016. His responsibilities included conducting annual fire inspections and fire prevention activities. He responded to multiple fire alarms and assisted local fire departments with command and resource requests, as well as the investigation of fires to determine cause. So I'd just like to send my condolences, and I'm sure everyone else, to his family.
Thank you,
him for his
Commissioner.
service to the
Thank you.
county.
Thank you. Do we have any other new business this evening? Item 21 is our second public session from the floor. This public session is for those wishing to make general comments of 3 minutes or less regarding non-agenda topics. Please line up at the microphone and maintain a 6 feet social distance with other attendees. And when you arrive, state your name and municipality for the record. Is there a motion to open the floor for our second public comment this evening?
So moved.
Commissioner Space moves. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Yardley seconds. Any discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstaining? Motion carries, and the floor is now open for our second public session of the evening. Is there anyone who would give me one?
Hi, good evening. My name's Steve Mesnaghetti. I'm a employee of the County Road Department and a shop steward of Local 1032. I just want to speak for the employees of this union. First off, this past year we have lost approximately 19 members of the road department to attrition and retirement and to other jobs in other areas. I want to say this county can do so much better and get back to the times because quite frankly, and I came back from another job opportunity, we are $10,000 to $15,000 behind where other departments are. And it's a shame. And we have kicked this can down the road way too long. And we have hurt fellow employees and caused them to have to go to food pantries, ask for public assistance, which then in turn becomes another burden to the tax base. We are all voters. We voted for you guys. We put you guys in. Just remember, we can also vote you out. Have a good evening.
Thank you. Are there any other public comments this evening? Hearing none, is there a motion to close the floor for public comment and return to regular business?
Still moved.
Deputy Director Carney moves. Commissioner Yardley seconds. Any discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstaining? Motion carries. Item 22 on our agenda is our reminders portion. As always, please check the county's website at www.sussex.nj.us for our latest meeting schedules and updates. And for item 23, I will ask Christina to please read the item into the record.
Whereas the subject matters about to be discussed may be excluded from the public portion of the meeting by resolution of the Board of County Commissioners as an exception to the Open Public Meetings Act pursuant to NJSA 10:4-12B, and whereas it appears necessary for the Board of County Commissioners to discuss such matters in executive session, now therefore be it resolved that the Board of County Commissioners of the County of Sussex, in accordance with the provisions of NJSA 10:4-12B and NJSA 10:4-13, that the Board at this time enter into an executive session from which the public shall be excluded, and be it further resolved that the general nature of the subjects to be discussed relate to the following items authorized by NJSA 10:4-12B as designated below. 4, matters relating to collective bargaining agreements, CWA 1032, contract negotiations, update supervisors, non-supervisors, and social services. 5, matters relating to the purchase, lease of acquisition of real property or the investment of public funds, Dennis Library. And 7, matters relating to litigation, negotiations, and the attorney-client privilege, administrative code, reorganization, personnel, and health contracts. Be it further resolved that the deliberations conducted in closed session may be disclosed to the public upon the determination of the Sussex County Board of County Commissioners, or provided by law that the public interest will no longer be served by such confidentiality. And be it further resolved that upon completion of the business for which the board has entered into the executive session, the board shall reconvene and resume its meeting upon the, open to the public. And be it further resolved that the board expects to, or
The board expects it may.
it may take formal action after returning from executive session, except to adjourn the regular meeting. Motion to adopt the executive session. Oh, that's your line.
Thank you, Christina, for reading that. Is there a motion to adopt the executive session resolution and enter into executive session?
So
this
moved.
evening? Commissioner Space moves. Is there a second? Commissioner Yardley seconds. Any discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstaining? And we'll go into executive session. Thank you very much. Please get home safe and happy holidays to you all. Thank you.
Long.